How do you imagine Tartaria's trains, their royalty, and sophisticated machinery might have looked? One can only imagine it as something straight out of a fairy tale. The wide range of designs and structures, monorails, suspended trains, underground railway tunnels, and even hyperloop-like systems, appear to be far beyond the technology known to exist at the time. Let's try to uncover the railway mystery of the old world. In the last video, we uncovered how some railway stations may have actually served as airship airports in a forgotten era. This makes sense because these railway stations appear far too large, not just in comparison to people, but also to the locomotives themselves. And these structures appear all over the world, seemingly designed for transportation purposes. So what could be more fitting than airships? If you take a closer look at these structures, you'll notice a strikingly common metallic dome shape at the roof. It was believed to harness free atmospheric energy, but even after the decline of airships, these structures continued to be repurposed and put to use in new ways. So, one might suspect that the trains of the old world were also powered by atmospheric energy rather than coal. But if you look, you won't see any soot residue on the surface of these locomotives. The working engines are surprisingly clean, and the exhaust doesn't reveal any traces of coal, no black smoke. Not just the locomotive, but the platform walls, pillars, and even the metallic domes are completely clean. This would suggest that the old trains truly ran on atmospheric power, a hidden energy source we've long overlooked. All the locomotives feature this very common, small dome-shaped copper structure on top. But gradually and systematically, these domes were altered, repurposed as exhaust and ventilation features. Nonetheless, the beauty of the old trains is truly unmatched. We don't see these kinds of intricate designs in today's trains anymore. The interiors feel nothing short of royal corridors, exuding grandeur and refinement. The chandeliers, the paintings, the intricate carvings. Why don't we see this kind of grandeur anymore today? I would imagine it would look something like this: elegant, royal, completely out of this world, and perhaps even far more mystical in its essence. You can see that this lamp is dangerously close to the curtains. In fact, all these lights ran on free atmospheric energy because they were in use long before electricity became commercially available everywhere. There are many such railway anomalies and impossible architecture. For instance, many locomotives in history show no use of rivets. These pictures show an inherited technology, where a few rivets might be present, but the actual archival documents show no use of rivets at all. This is a monorail car. It actually ran on both the rail tracks and the water surface. It seems to have been intended to run on magnetic levitation rather than wheels. The coincidence is that during the 1900s, these images and videos were widely circulated, almost as if they were being used to push some hidden agenda or propaganda. All of these technologies look incredibly sophisticated, but somehow they appear as if they were borrowed, like a glimpse of a more advanced era. It's like an exhibition of these old, inherited technologies, carefully displayed to impress and mystify people. As I said, these would run far better on electromagnetic harnessing. Something like this: trains and vehicles gliding above the surface, with minimal friction and astonishing speed. The past feels more futuristic than anything we can currently imagine. This is a multi-story train, a concept that pushes the boundaries of traditional rail design. It has various shared and private sections. Many of these monorails are depicted as operating on gyroscope technology to keep them stable and balanced. But gyroscope technology never received an official approval to be adopted in mainstream rail systems. This picture shows that these multi-story trains ran on gyroscope, but it's also labeled as an air rail, which, once again, reinforces the possibility of electromagnetic harnessing at work here. I can imagine the royalty and technology of Tartaria looking like this. This is a suspended train, hovering above the track. It's shown in videos and photos that suspended trains ran on wheels, but it feels far more mysterious than that. History is clearly much deeper, much more layered than we've been told. Coal isn't being used here, and electricity wasn't commercialized on a large scale. So what do you think is the power source behind these suspended and monorails? Whether it's in the US, Germany, France, or Japan, suspended rails seem to be a way of life, a seamless, elevated system that could have transformed how we move. Hyperloop is one of the biggest anomalies in railway history. Several underground tunnels have been unearthed, made of stone, bricks, or iron, if these reports are to be believed. Otherwise, it shows really intricate metallurgy, with materials carefully chosen and crafted. These tunnels are constructed deep below the surface, suggesting that it took at least 50 to 100 years to construct, if not longer. But this could have been happening for centuries as well. These mysteries and curious details appear only in drawings instead of real photos. To even imagine something like this, one must have at least a fragment of that knowledge. From these drawings, it appears that these capsules aren't running on wheels at all. They appear to be gliding just above the surface level independently of the tunnels, as if they're suspended in mid-air, gliding with zero friction and maximum efficiency, which suggests the use of anti-gravity and electromagnetic harnessing. Hyperloops might not just be the future, but a deeply futuristic past, far more advanced than the future we can even conceive. And today, it is said that these underground tunnels were used for sewers, drainage, or simply for transferring mails and documents. All these resources, huge capital, labor, just for mails and documents? When these mails and documents could have been delivered on the surface with as much security. There's another such anomaly about an official report from British Rail in the 1800s. It shows the required capital to be far beyond the available funds for railways at that time. This would explain that the Industrial Revolution wasn't invented, but instead inherited. J.P. Morgan and Harriman owned both the railroads and the coal mines. Morgan completely transformed the railway system with much less efficient technology. Along with the Northern Pacific Railroad and others, he created the Northern Securities Corporation, and then controlled the U.S. Steel as well. By capitalizing one resource after another, he created even more obstacles for the old railway systems to survive. Morgan and others like him began erasing the old railway systems under the guise of industrialization. Tartaria started to disappear systematically from global maps. The underground tunnels were ordered to be sealed. The old train parts were ordered not just to be disintegrated but melted down completely, erasing all traces. As if they were trying to hide something big, desperately covering it up as fast as they could. All these events coincidentally have the railway as a central aspect, whether it's the Great Depression, industrialization, or World War II. The World War II narrative suggests that the old railway and tracks were deliberately destroyed to sabotage enemy movements and disrupt their strategic plans. This narrative is very easy to believe, given that all major countries participated in World War II. Not just 2 or 4 nations with disputes, but most countries were involved, each trying to capitalize on the situation in the best way possible. With such narratives and stories, large-scale destruction and demolition can be carried out with surprising ease, often hidden behind the chaos of war. Although in these recreational videos, the coal engines are shown to be used, and even the compartments and overall train structure appear very primitive. During and after World War II, the sabotage of the railways continued across the world, disrupting logistics and infrastructure everywhere. The old world technologies, engineering, and models were either destroyed or kept hidden for some secret use. Germany, in fact, went as far as implementing a 10-year phase-out plan for the old railway system, followed by other countries around the world. It was known as the end of the steam era, but it was much more than that. It was a deliberate turning point in how technology and history were shaped. Running on electromagnetic harnessing and anti-gravity technology, it was a form of transportation that was far beyond what we are told. The royalty, the impeccable futuristic technologies of Tartaria, the futuristic Hyperloop, several transit spaces for airships, trains, and other vehicles, who knows what kinds of vehicles, were likely in use, designed to redefine global transit. Like, subscribe, share, press the bell icon, and do leave your thoughts in the comments.